There are places where even the very forces that shaped Earth seem to no longer follow their own rules. A stretch of ocean sustains life far beyond what scientists once believed possible. Three volcanic lakes change color without following any predictable pattern. A village still exists in a place where roads have never reached. And this is only the beginning. Each place holds a story that challenges the way we understand nature and history. Off the coast of West Papua, Raja Ampat is a labyrinth of more than 1,500 islands scattered across equatorial waters. Towering limestone formations rise from turquoise seas, enclosing lagoons that seem almost cut off from the rest of the world. Standing here, the ocean appears to stretch without end. Few places on Earth concentrate so much life in one location. Raja Ampat lies within the Coral Triangle, where scientists have documented more than 600 species of hard corals and around 1,700 species of reef fish, giving these waters a level of marine biodiversity far greater than most regions of comparable size. What has sustained such extraordinary richness for millions of years? Ocean currents flowing from the Pacific and Indian Oceans continually deliver nutrient-rich waters, while slow tectonic movements have lifted ancient coral reefs above sea level, creating limestone islands, enclosed lagoons, and narrow passages revealed only when the tide recedes. Even today, that story is still unfolding. Every biological survey has the potential to identify new species, reminding us that even one of the world's most extensively studied ecosystems still holds chapters that have never been read. A relatively small stretch of ocean preserves much of the planet's coral diversity. Raja Ampat reflects not only the ocean's past, but also the future of its survival. If the ocean preserves life, then the next destination proves that stone can preserve an entire civilization. Across the central plains of Java, the stone towers of Prambanan rise as if piercing the tropical sky. Intricate carvings cover every wall, forming a temple complex that is both monumental and perfectly balanced. Every gaze is drawn toward its tallest spire. Its height is only the first thing people notice. Built in the 9th century, Prambanan consists of more than 240 temples, with its central tower rising about 154 feet in honor of Shiva. Each structure follows a carefully planned arrangement, reflecting the ancient vision of the universe and the sacred world. Yet the story continues on the stone walls themselves. Relief panels stretching along the galleries depict the Ramayana epic, while the changing sunlight casts new shadows throughout the day, making the carved figures and patterns seem as though they never remain completely still. Then nature changed everything. Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions brought many of the temples down, leaving archaeologists centuries later to patiently reconstruct the complex from thousands of scattered stone blocks spread across the plain. Prambanan no longer stands exactly as it did when it was first built. Yet after more than 1,000 years, its towers continue to shape the skyline of Java. As humanity's monuments fade into the background, they give way to the force that shaped the island itself. At sunrise, a column of white smoke quietly rises from the earth, as if the mountain is still breathing. Surrounding it is a vast sea of sand stretching to the horizon. This landscape was created by a colossal volcanic eruption tens of thousands of years ago. Mount Bromo stands about 7,640 feet tall, yet it is only one of 5 volcanoes enclosed within the Tengger caldera, which spans nearly 6 miles across. The entire landscape was formed after a massive eruption tens of thousands of years ago, when the summit of an ancient volcano collapsed, leaving behind an enormous volcanic basin. Today, Bromo remains an active volcano. Ash and volcanic gases continuously escape from its crater, reminding us that the forces shaping this landscape have never ceased. Eruptions over the past century have repeatedly altered the terrain surrounding the crater. For the Tengger people, Bromo is more than a volcano. Each year, they continue the Yadnya Kasada ceremony, casting offerings into the crater as a way of living alongside a force they can never fully control. In many places, volcanoes belong to the past. At Bromo, however, Earth is still reshaping itself before the eyes of those who live beneath it. Amid the sea of sand and volcanic ash, Mount Bromo continues to tell the story of a planet that is still in motion. Three lakes lie side by side, yet they rarely share the same color. At the summit of Kelimutu on Flores Island, the smell of sulfur mixes with the faint sound of simmering water, making the entire mountain seem as though it is still quietly changing beneath every step. What makes this place remarkable is that all 3 lakes were formed by the same volcanic system. Kelimutu rises to nearly 5,400 feet, with its summit stretching about 1.2 miles and enclosing the three crater lakes. Although separated only by narrow ridges of rock, the lakes are not connected, and each follows its own distinct chemical evolution. That separation gives rise to an unusually rare phenomenon. Dissolved minerals continuously react with oxygen and volcanic gases, causing the water to shift from blue to turquoise, brick red, dark brown, or nearly black. These transformations follow no fixed cycle because the geochemical reactions beneath the surface never truly stop. For generations, local people have believed that each lake is a resting place for human souls after death. Meanwhile, scientists continue to monitor their chemical changes. Because the question of why three neighboring lakes so rarely share the same appearance has yet to be fully explained. All three lakes were created by the same volcano, yet each continues to evolve in its own way. That is what makes Kelimutu one of Indonesia's most unpredictable landscapes. There are places where nature does more than reshape the land. It challenges everything we believe we understand. At first glance, Wakatobi looks more like a series of emerald rings drifting across the ocean than an archipelago. This marine region covers an area nearly the size of the entire state of Connecticut. From the still villages, the sound of boat engines blends with the rhythm of the waves, creating a way of life that never truly comes to rest. What is unusual is that almost everything here belongs to the sea. Wakatobi spans about 3.4 million acres, yet 97% of its area is ocean, where underwater depths reach nearly 3,400 feet, and the Kelimutu Reef forms the largest single barrier reef system in the Asia-Pacific region. Beneath those crystal-clear waters lies a world far greater than what the human eye can see. These waters are home to approximately 750 coral species and 942 fish species, representing nearly 90% of all known coral species on Earth. The archipelago's isolation has also produced unique evolutionary lineages, to the point that scientists only recognize the Wakatobi white-eye as a distinct species within the past decade. Yet the most memorable story belongs to the Baho people. Thousands of residents still live in stilt houses built over coral reefs, miles from the mainland. Just a few steps beyond the lively sounds of Sampila village lies the almost complete silence of the open sea, where this same community is working to protect the ecosystem that has sustained them for generations. Wakatobi's greatest secret does not lie beneath the water, but in the way every piece is connected. The coral reefs surround the floating villages in a structure that can only be understood when seen as a whole. There are places where the boundary between land and sea nearly disappears, allowing nature to shape an entirely different civilization. Amid the arid islands of eastern Indonesia, a predator has ruled this land since long before humans first arrived. Sun-scorched hills, rugged coastlines, and open woodlands create a landscape that is both harsh and remarkably still. It is this isolation that has kept the world almost unchanged. Komodo National Park covers nearly 700 square miles, encompassing the islands of Komodo, Rinca, Padar, and the surrounding waters. It remains the last natural habitat of the Komodo dragon, the largest living lizard on Earth. Yet its size is only part of the story. A fully grown Komodo dragon can reach nearly 10 feet in length and weigh more than 150 pounds, while its extraordinary sense of smell allows it to detect animal carcasses from miles away. A bite combining venom and biologically active compounds in its saliva leaves even large prey with little chance of recovery. What is less expected is that this ecosystem extends far beyond the land. Nutrient-rich ocean currents sustain coral reefs, sea turtles, sharks, and manta rays, creating one of Indonesia's most biologically diverse marine environments. For millions of years, the Komodo dragon has remained the dominant predator on these islands. An ancient world continues to survive within the modern one. In this unforgiving landscape, life continues to adapt, maintaining its delicate balance from one generation to the next. Instead of converging into a single stream, the water spreads across an entire cliff face like a giant curtain in eastern Java. Behind its graceful appearance rises a volcanic cliff nearly 390 feet high, more than twice the height of Niagara Falls. From the bottom of the gorge, the roar of the water overwhelms every other sound. Fed by ancient volcanic rock from Mount Semeru, the highest mountain on Java, Tumpak Sewu was formed as layers of lava accumulated over thousands of years, gradually creating a horseshoe-shaped cliff. Rather than plunging as a single waterfall, the water flows across the entire rock face, forming dozens of parallel cascades that descend into the gorge below. For most of its history, this place remained largely isolated from Indonesia's tourism routes. Only in recent years has a trail to the bottom of the gorge allowed more visitors to experience this landscape. Studies have also shown that the tropical ecosystem surrounding the waterfall is highly fragile. With a sustainable carrying capacity of fewer than 50 visitors per day. Yet the most fragile element is not nature itself. Administrative boundaries between two local jurisdictions have repeatedly led to disputes over who manages the site, sometimes requiring visitors to pay entrance fees on both sides. While people continue to debate ownership, the water follows the course that nature shaped long before any human boundary existed. Deep within the gorge, nature has quietly carved one of its most remarkable creations. Seen from above, thousands of streams merge into the unmistakable shape of a giant tree of life. Some landscapes reveal their greatest secret only from the sky, reminding us that Earth still holds forms beyond anything we imagine. Lake Toba stretches across Sumatra like an inland sea locked between towering cliffs. In the middle of its deep blue waters, Samosir Island rises like a continent set apart. The peaceful landscape gives little hint that this place witnessed one of the most violent events in Earth's history. Few people realize that the lake, about 62 miles long, is simply a layer of water covering an immense volcanic basin. Around 74,000 years ago, a supereruption blasted at least 670 cubic miles of material into the atmosphere. Leaving behind a caldera so vast that it became the largest volcanic lake on Earth. Yet the story did not end with that eruption. At first glance, Samosir Island appears to be a fragment of land left behind by the catastrophe. In reality, it is a massive block of crust that was gradually lifted by rising magma, while the cliffs surrounding the lake, reaching nearly 3,900 feet in height, continue to preserve the scars of an event that reshaped the entire region. Today, life continues to adapt to that legacy. A 2025 study recorded the appearance of the tiger barb in the lake, increasing pressure on the rare native patak fish. At the same time, intensive cage aquaculture has led to a growing buildup of phosphorus, creating new challenges for the lake's fragile ecosystem. The calm surface conceals only the summit of a vast volcanic system. Beneath it still lies an estimated 12,000 cubic miles of magma, many times greater than the volume of water in North America's largest lake. At Lake Toba, tranquility does not mark the end of a catastrophe. It quietly conceals a force that still endures beneath the surface. Amid the Banda Sea, where depths reach nearly 3.7 miles, 11 volcanic islands rise like mountain peaks emerging from a submerged world. Forested slopes of nutmeg trees embrace black lava shores, where vibrant coral reefs grow directly upon volcanic rock. Each small island bears the marks of events that once reshaped world history. At first glance, Run Island appears unremarkable. The island is only about 1.8 miles long, small enough to cross on foot in less than half an hour. Yet in waters nearly 3 times deeper than the Grand Canyon, this modest piece of land once became the center of a global struggle over one of the world's most valuable spices. The Banda Islands are also a place where nature continually rewrites itself. Young volcanic cones rise within ancient craters, while nutmeg forests cover slopes formed by hardened lava. After the 1988 eruption, coral rapidly returned, transforming black volcanic rock once scorched by fire into a thriving world of color. Yet the most dramatic upheavals did not come only from beneath the earth. The massacre of 1621 nearly erased the indigenous population. Before the Treaty of Breda in 1667 turned the islands into a bargaining piece between European empires, where the value of nutmeg far exceeded the size of the islands themselves. What seems almost impossible today once became reality. Britain agreed to surrender Run Island in exchange for keeping Manhattan, turning an island less than 2 miles long into a quiet link in the chain of events that shaped the future of New York. In Banda, the value of an island has never been measured by its size, but by its power to shape the course of world history. Amid the highlands of eastern Java, Kawah Ijen holds the world's largest natural acidic crater lake within a massive volcanic basin. Its turquoise waters glow against towering gray cliffs, where blue flames rise from the earth and ghostly white forests stand motionless like fossils. Just a few steps are enough to sense that nature here operates by entirely different rules. Hidden inside a crater about 0.6 mile wide lies more than 1.27 billion cubic feet of acidic water, contained within a 12-mile wide caldera formed by an eruption approximately 50,000 years ago. With a pH below 0.3, the lake is as acidic as the electrolyte used in industrial car batteries, capable of corroding metal and causing severe chemical burns after a single contact. After nightfall, sulfur gases heated to nearly 1,100 degrees Fahrenheit ignite as they escape into the air, creating the famous blue fire phenomenon found almost nowhere else on Earth on a comparable scale. Molten sulfur cools from glowing red to brilliant yellow, while the pale, lifeless tree trunks surrounding the crater record years of exposure to acid rain and toxic gases. Although the environment is almost impossible for ordinary life to survive, scientists have discovered communities of archaea adapted to these extreme conditions and use layers of gypsum deposits to reconstruct decades of the volcano's activity. Every day, sulfur miners carry loads of up to 200 pounds across steep slopes blanketed in toxic fumes, making this one of the most dangerous occupations in Indonesia. Day after day, the miners shoulder loads of sulfur weighing up to 200 pounds, often heavier than their own bodies, climbing 25% grades through acidic fumes capable of knocking a person unconscious within moments. At Kawah Ijen, Earth's extraordinary beauty is inseparable from the reminder that life sometimes survives only at the very edge of destruction. In the Kelimutu plain of Java, Borobudur rises like a stone mountain above a sea of green. More than 2,000 carved reliefs and hundreds of stupas cover its layers of gray volcanic stone. Standing before this monument, time itself seems to slow. Borobudur was built in the 8th century from approximately 2 million volcanic stone blocks, carefully stacked without the use of mortar. The entire monument consists of 9 levels, symbolizing the journey from the human world to enlightenment in Buddhist philosophy. More than 2,600 carved relief panels and 504 Buddha statues extend for nearly 3 miles if placed end to end. Each carving tells stories of daily life, religious belief, and philosophy, making Borobudur one of the largest surviving stone archives in the world. What is even more remarkable is that the temple disappeared from the world for centuries after volcanic eruptions and the steady expansion of the tropical rainforest. It was not rediscovered until the early 19th century, buried beneath layers of volcanic ash and dense vegetation. Borobudur was not destroyed and rebuilt. It simply lay forgotten beneath volcanic ash for centuries, waiting to be discovered by the world once again. Hidden deep within the mountains of Flores, Wae Rebo has stood for more than 1,200 years at an elevation of about 4,000 feet. 7 towering cone-shaped houses emerge from the mist, surrounding a sacred stone altar as though they had never left the ancient world. Arriving here feels like stepping into a place completely removed from modern life. Reaching Wae Rebo requires hours of trekking through dense forest along narrow mountain trails before the village suddenly appears among the clouds. For nearly 20 generations, its people have preserved Mbaranyang houses, each rising almost 50 feet high and older than many surviving Native American settlements. The 7 houses are arranged in a semicircle around the kompang, the sacred stone altar at the heart of the village. With no windows, thick roofs of alungalang grass extend almost to the ground, enclosing the entire 5-story structure, while spiderweb-shaped rice fields spread across the surrounding hillsides, creating a landscape found only in the Manggarai region. The surrounding forest remains home to many bird species and endemic plants found only on Flores, and it has continued to recover over the past decade. By 2008, only 4 traditional houses remained, but the villagers worked together to revive their ancestral building techniques, restoring all 7 houses as enduring symbols of their cultural identity. The entire 5-story structure is designed as a flexible cone, allowing it to disperse the force of powerful tropical storms. Knowledge passed down through generations has become a remarkable achievement of traditional engineering. At Wae Rebo, what endures is not only the houses themselves, but also the wisdom of a culture that continues to live in harmony with the surrounding mountains and forests. Every landscape preserves a chapter of Earth's history, and many chapters remain untold. Until the next journey.